What's going on, good people out there? Oh man, y'all already know who it is. It's your favorite duo. This is the Dallas duo. I am your boy Donald Hill. Who I got with me, sir?
So this your boy D.White. Welcome back. Welcome back.
And as I stated, we are the Dallas duo. You can catch us on the Three Man Weave YouTube channel. Please like, share, subscribe. Um, all that good stuff. Like I said, we here. It's been a while. We try to give us some time. We got to. There's a lot of content out there from other
Right.
people, but we try to slow roll this thing before we really get it rolling.
Right.
And we tried to wait. Free agency happened.
Right. for some teams, yeah.
Yeah, like there we go. Free agency happened for some teams,
For some squads, yeah.
and this is the year. I think this is the. I'll just say it, man. This is one of the worst times of the year for us. I think this is when we lose all hope.
Right.
As Cowboys fans, as we see other teams with you know
hmm
presumably less cap space make way more moves than we are, more active, more aggressiveness. You know, certain things that we want to see the franchise to do, and they just
Right.
continually don't do it. They just continuously doing the same exact thing.
Same thing.
It's like
Definition of insanity.
I was just about to say, as we all know, definition of insanity by now, and it's just like at this point, I just thought this off season,
Right.
they would just do just a little something different.
Give us something. Give us something.
I
You
mean,
know?
man, I mean, they were starting off strong. They were starting off strong when they come to free agency, and I want to apologize for my Wi-Fi. I'm in the hotel, so if I get a little choppy, y'all please just bear with me. They
We know how
started
it goes.
off.
We know how it goes.
They should know by now.
Right.
We retained we retained D Law. We thought we were going to lose D Law. We almost
right.
lost D Law.
Right. We almost
They
lost
tried
one.
tried to mess that up, but you restructure it when you give him a brand new deal. Brand new money for him, guaranteed money.
hmm
But it lessen the cap space, lessen the cap hit. It's a
Right.
team win-win for both parties. We thinking like, okay, we about to make some move. We clearing up some space.
Right. Right.
Let's
Right.
let's get active. And then the Reggie Gregory situation.
What is that? Like how bro, that's some of the most cowboy stuff ever. That would never happen to any team but us. But it seems like, bro, I know it happened before, but it seems, man, it is so many moves that don't work out for us. So it just seems like it just keeps piling on top of us, bro. Homegrown talent. You say you want to pay your own. Homegrown. You're stuck with him. He been suspended. You're stuck with him. He ain't had no money. You gave him the contract when he not even playing. That's supposed to be your guy. He supposed to not go nowhere. That's supposed to be loyalty right there. Then you let the man walk through the door because you're doing something funny with the contract. That should never happen, man. Should never happen.
But but on the flip side, and once again, how we feel about Stephen Jones and how we feel about the front office. I
Right,
understand that it looked bad. Y'all should have never got to this point. You should have never let this drop the ball.
right,
But
right,
if this is the same language that's in everybody's contract, that's been in your contract your entire time you've been in Dallas, that's in every contract other than Dak, then it shouldn't have
right.
been that big. It shouldn't have been that big of a deal. You know,
I do agree with that. Yep, yep. But like you said,
and like
he shouldn't even got the free agency. He should have been signed.
you
So
should have
Denver
been
wouldn't even had a turn. Right. Proact proactive. That's the word for the day.
pro,
Proactive, bro.
proactive. That's all you had to do. And
Right.
it was a lot of money. And I think the problem with that is showed us two things. We seen the deal, we seen the contract, we seen what they was willing to pay him.
Right. Right. So we
So
know we got
so
that money.
we saying like, okay, it's at the time it was other free agents that we could have bounced back with, and it's just
Right.
hey, here goes the contract. Take time.
Right.
But those free agents, we had a chance to get Darius Smith twice, and he didn't even get that offer.
Twice,
You
bro.
know,
Twice.
we let Von Miller
Twice.
go out the door. We let Von Miller go out the door. Chandler Jones signed shortly after that.
hmm
And it showed. I think that's the trickle down effect of when we seen in the Garrett era, and certain aspects of this era of in-game adjustments. Why they can't figure out the in-game adjustment. hey,
Right.
this is technically a game, and
You know,
something
it is.
happened,
Mm-hmm.
and you could
Adjust.
not, you didn't have a game plan to bounce back, a plan B, any of that.
Right.
You
Right.
just got punched in the mouth, and you just took
And
it.
took it and sat down and just sat down. Like you a NFL franchise, a front office. You gotta have all these scenarios played out. Like, okay, boom, that don't work. This will be like you say, a fallback option. Boom. If that don't work, we got plan C. You should at least have plan B and a plan C. Because stuff it's big money you messing with. You know what I'm saying? It's free agency. People make their own decisions what's best for their family and stuff. So everything's not gonna work like you planned it to work. So you should have a fallback option.
And like I said, with us not being proactive, I felt that they gave Randy a chance to maybe fall in love with playing in Denver or being in
Oh
Denver.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I truly believe in this whole debacle that he really just wanted to be in Denver and didn't know how to articulate it that way because
Right. Right.
he might have had a relationship with the front office. They did do some things to try to help his life get in order,
Yeah.
and his life is back in order. And I'm happy for Randy the person.
Right.
But I just
Right.
sometimes when you break up with somebody or you got something tough to say to somebody, it's hard to actually say it. So
Yeah.
that's what
Right.
I honestly feel that, like you said, he just really wanted to go to Denver and didn't know how to say
Mm-hmm.
it. So
Right. Like he want to hurt Jerry's feelings.
you know, and I can understand that because he really wasn't even negotiating with Jerry. So
Right. It was
yeah,
all Steven, right?
hey, he had to step in and get it together. But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
shouts out to Randy. All power to you. So we bring back Dorrance Armstrong, and me personally, I've hated Dorrance Armstrong since we drafted him. I've called him, he's just out there getting cardio.
Right. Right.
That's what I've
Just
called
running.
him. Just running. They love him. He's
Just running.
the coaches. He works hard.
No,
But
love
last
them. They love them.
last season, he actually showed us something.
Mm-hmm.
He showed his actual versatility that they've been praising actually came to
Right.
fruition, and he actually become a productive player. And
Yeah.
if you break down his stats were comparable to a
Mm-hmm.
Randy Gregory. Now I
They
understand that
were.
Randy didn't play the whole entire season. He was injured and dealt
Right.
with COVID as well.
Missed a couple games.
Doris was primarily healthy the entire time, so
Mm-hmm.
the overall statistics can be skewed. But I
Right.
mean, at the end of the day, he still gave us 5 sacks.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
how do we feel now about Dorrance moving forward? Well, how do
I
you
think.
feel? How do you
Yeah.
feel?
I feel like it's a like I said, it's a solid signing for sure. We know the player. We know we seen him produce, so we know he can produce now. And like I said, he's not gonna be like he might depending on what we do in the draft. He might be the starter, but he's not like let's say a starting level defensive end. But at like your number two, your number three, you'll love that. So we're just hoping we can find somebody else that he can fall behind. But as a signing, I think it's a good solid signing because it could be worse. We could not have him, and look what we have behind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think as a building, as a little building block, as something we can count 5 sacks for him. You know what I'm saying? We can count 4 or 5 tackles for loss. We can count a couple pressures. I think we can get. We can count that coming from him. So I mean, I'm not mad at it. I mean, it could have been worse, could be better, but it definitely could be worse. So I'm not hating on the signing.
Okay, so now we did make a free outside free agent signing was Dante Fowler. Now he was rumored to be linked with Dallas pretty much the entire offseason, but we thought initially he was the DeMarcus Lawrence replacement. And essentially
Right,
he becomes the Randy Gregory replacement. How do we
right.
feel? How do you feel? I mean, keep saying, how do you feel about Dante Fowler's addition to this defense?
I think 2 years ago, we all be a lot more excited about this signing
Mm-hmm.
because we seen him just do his thing. We seen him get the 10+ sacks with Dan Quinn. We seen how he did it, but he had a couple down years, so I'm not sure how he's gonna fit into his on the team. But I know Dan Quinn can put players how he needs to put players so they can produce. So I think he's gonna be all right. But he's not the door's unlocked, but I think he's gonna be fine though. So with him. and Armstrong together, I think we're gonna have a good side. Like them two together will be one defensive end production, but as one defensive end. So them two together, I feel better about it.
And like you said, we're not really expecting him to be to come in and just change the world. But I do believe that he should be productive. I do believe that he can make a difference. Like I said, the fact that we do have DeMarcus Lawrence, like DeMarcus Lawrence definitely gets the other defensive ends, he gets them money.
Right,
Let's say he gets them paid, he gets the production. You know what I'm saying?
right,
A lot of people don't like that, but like I said, when he garners a lot of attention on his side, the other defensive end, you know what I'm saying?
right.
Like I said, and we do know we still have Michael Parsons to come around, known passing
Exactly,
down.
exactly.
He'll be
Hmm.
right passes. So I do in that aspect, I'm not, what I'm saying, I'm not really, upset. Like I said, the draft is still still weeks away, so we can make some
Yeah,
things happen. But as of right now, if D Law can stay healthy, let's say that, if because
that's it.
this D line is built off a healthy DeMarcus
Right.
Lawrence. If he can stay healthy, then we can get some production, or we can continue the production that we had last season under Dan Quinn. But if he
Right.
isn't healthy, I'm not sure that we'll be able to duplicate what we did last year with his absence.
Hmm.
But
Right.
like I said, currently constructed, this team is definitely built for him to stay healthy. We can be
Exactly.
up. We will be all right. So we
Right.
definitely need him to be healthy, and we
Yeah.
can
Cause
move forward.
yeah, he's a number one dog. So he go down. It's gonna be
It
it's
ain't gonna
looking
be as
mighty
easy.
thin on the D line. Yeah.
It ain't gonna be
Cause
as
we
easy.
got
But on that aspect, I do think we're going to get some. We're definitely going to get something a uptick in ghosting.
right.
He didn't have a
Right.
training camp last year. He didn't have a training camp
Hmm.
last year. He came up, so
Right.
everything that he got in, to the NFL was fresh, like from
Right.
jump.
Hmm.
So he
Right.
get a whole off season to deal with. He get a whole off
Hmm.
season. He get a whole training camp. He understands his role. He understands the system. He understands the NFL. I
Right.
believe in his. You put him add him in the rotation.
Hmm.
He gave us 2 sacks. He gave us 2 sacks last year. I believe he
Right.
can
Right.
do.
Right.
He can easily double that. And
Oh
I know
yeah,
you're
definitely.
like, ooh, 4 sacks. What is that? 4 sacks plus some other.
Right.
It add up.
It add up quick. It add up quick. He'll be stronger. You know what I'm saying? Get a little off season program, weightlifting.
Mm-hmm.
The Neville gonna be, he was hurt with his shoulder for most of the season, so he gonna be 100%. So him and Neville coming back and holding down the middle. So I
We've
mean,
seen what we got from Osa.
right,
We seen what we got from Osa. Osa did hit the
right.
rookie wall. I
He hit the
understand
rookie
because
wall. Hmm.
he was playing a lot. Like he was playing a
Yeah,
lot, but
right.
I
He was
don't
getting it.
anticipate I don't anticipate him playing as much as he did it last year. And I think so in that aspect, he will remain fresher and give us
Right.
the Osa that we were seeing in the beginning of the season. Like I said,
Oh
this D
yeah.
line is definitely still intact. I'm not really,
Hmm.
we we still want that one technique dog. You know, we just
Right. That's we need that. We need that.
you
We
know,
missing that for sure. We missing that. That
we
Jay
that,
Ratliff
that
type.
that could just solidify everything.
Hmm.
It could just fix that defense. I know we brought back Carlos Watkins, and
Right.
he did a nice job last year. We didn't even think
Right.
he was
Right.
going to
Right.
make the team when we signed
Right.
him. So
So he really not a
bringing
one
him
tech.
back
Yeah, he playing out of position. Really, he really is a three tech. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
So that's what I'm. So we could just find us one.
Right.
It'll help us. Or Bohanna, and like I said, he can have a
Hmm.
whole off season. He can get better. Hopefully,
Right.
the positive. It's not all doom and gloom when it comes to us. Like basically, we bringing back the whole starting defense aside from
Yeah.
Kazee and
Right. Right.
Keanu Neal.
And, hmm Neil
We
needed to be
bring.
gone anyway. Ugh,
you
that was not.
I mean, I feel
Oof.
you started off cool. The idea
Yeah.
was cool. You Dan Quinn boy,
Hmm.
you held us
Yeah.
down. It's okay. Your services are no longer
Go.
needed.
Right. Go get your money somewhere else. A good habit for you.
I am kind of upset he went to Tampa, but do your thing, brother.
He'll be a Pro Bowler next year. Watch. Going back to safety.
But now we on that subject. Now we on that subject. How did you feel about How do you feel about Jabril Cox?
Okay. But let me make one more point on the D line.
Mm.
Wild card, my man Ghostin hitting his second year. I like to see. I want to see Ghostin's development. Third round pick, time for him to step up. Let's see what he do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
How you
yeah.
feel about how you feel about Jabril Cox though?
Man, I think Jabril Cox is about to come on, man. We seen that Giants game. You see my man running sideline to sideline, knocking cats out of the game. You know what I'm saying? Reading his keys. I think him and Mike are gonna be a nice little 1-2 punch. We get one more guy in there, man. I ain't counting Layton. I'm sorry, man. I mean, he came back cheap this year. He's a good, number 3, number 4 linebacker, but we need a stud out there. But I think
I don't,
Jabril gonna be nice, man.
I don't
I think
know.
Jabril gonna be nice.
I think you're kind of sleeping on Leighton, bro. I think you're kind of sleeping on Leighton. I'm
I
and
got to see.
only reason I'm gonna say that because later towards the end of the season, Leighton started to look like Leighton, the Leighton that we knew.
Yeah,
A lot of
he had a
early
couple
on
good games. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
he was inconsistent in the beginning of the season, but you got to
Right.
think about who he was playing. He was always playing with somebody different. It was Keanu Neal, it was
Right.
Jalen Smith at first,
Mm-hmm.
it was Micah. It was like, can I get some rhythm with at least a running mate? And
Right. Right.
once we finally got rid of Jalen Smith, and excuse me, unfortunately, Jabril Cox got hurt. It was him and
Right.
Micah,
Mm-hmm.
and him and Keanu Neal, and once he finally figured out, okay, this is the rotation. This is what you need me to do. This is my role. Once he
Mm-hmm.
actually understood his role, because his role changed as well, he started to play good
Right.
football towards the end. Now, like I said, he's dirt cheap and he has an injury history. I do
Right.
understand
Right.
why you're not excited, but
Right. Right. Well, I can't be mad
I
at that
feel
price though. I mean, yeah.
oh yeah,
That's a
yeah,
solid
you can't
veteran for that price, so I can't be mad at that. Nah.
yeah, that can't be mad at
Yeah.
that at all. We
Yeah.
brought
I
back
think you're right.
Hooker.
He look a lot better. What 2021 season? So compared to the 2021 season, last year
Yeah,
was no to the 2020 season. Last year was a lot better. So I can say I did see him develop a little bit, play a little bit better ball than the year before. Because the year before, man, I thought like this is
yeah, yeah.
it.
This is a
But
wrap. You can go
yeah,
now. You and Jaden
right,
can go at the same time.
right,
We
right.
brought back
So I
we
give him that
brought
though.
back
He looked better in Dan's system though. I give him that. I give him that.
we brought back Hooker. So like I
Hmm.
said, basically, like I said, once again, I said like we got back the whole defense. I'm not really worried about the
Right,
defense. The defense should get
right.
that's if not better, they should basically continue
Yeah,
from what
consistent.
they
Just be
left off.
consistent. Yeah, just be
Yeah,
consistent, man. Yeah, I'm happy about Hooker. Like, I hope he get a bigger role in his defense. He's gonna be another year off that injury, another year more healthy. He can do the whole all season program now instead of just coming in at training camp. You know what I'm saying? Now he did the whole time weightlifting. They're going OTAs, all that stuff. So I think he'll get a bigger role. I think he's gonna fly around the field, man.
I think he's gonna look like Hooker. Hopefully he look like the
Yeah,
old Hooker. Yeah,
you're
the
right,
old
right.
the old Hooker. So let's move on to the offense, because this offense is I don't. They used to be the strength of the team.
Right. Used to be,
Is
man.
now
Used to be the key word.
now looking like a liability. Like I said, we traded Amari Cooper.
Hmm.
I'm technically just now getting over that.
Right. Right.
Yeah, because that still rubbed me the wrong way. I still didn't,
Right.
like that decision. But they,
At
you know,
at all. At
we
all.
get
Now we're
rid of
looking for a wide receiver.
we get rid of Amari. We re-sign Gallup. Hopefully, Gallup recovery goes well because he is a fast healer. Now that
Yeah.
we really, that we know
We
about it,
need it.
but ACL
Yeah, we need it.
ACL is different. We don't need to rush it
Right.
back. We need it back 100%. We
Hmm.
don't have we technically don't have a starting left guard right now.
Nope.
We know Tyron gonna miss a couple games.
Yep. Yeah. Hmm. Terrence
We
still
we
stepping in starter full time now. Like,
we don't know who our swing tackle is. Like we have
hmm,
so many questions that could have been
yeah.
answered in free agency
I don't
that
I don't
I just
understand it, man.
I just don't I for the life of me. Like you said, you could have
Right.
threw a lot of cheap options here. just to have you some
Yeah,
bodies here,
right.
you know. But I just don't get it. But we did sign an outside free agent. We signed James Washington,
I
somebody
like
that
that signing. Yeah.
somebody what we was linked to during his draft, same draft as
Mm-hmm.
we got Michael Gallup. Somebody we were
Yeah.
linked to. How you feel about that acquisition?
So I like James Washington. We followed him coming out, with the same school with Des Bryant. So, we follow all the big time wide receivers come through there. We follow him, hoping we can draft him. But like I said, he went to the Steelers and we got Gallup. So um he's not a burner, but he's a deep threat. So
Mm-hmm.
that'd be good while Gallup's out, because Gallup he usually does the deep threat thing. So he can open up the field for us down there. I think he has pretty good hands. I think he has a pretty good catch rate. I think he had a pretty good catch rate in Pittsburgh. So I think he's a reliable wide receiver. He didn't get a lot of opportunity over there. So I think our offense can, get him underneath doing some stuff, get him deep doing some stuff, give him a little bit more opportunity. I think he can show what he could do. But I'm happy with the sign. Like I said, he ain't cost us nothing, so it's cool.
Now let's talk about that part, that statement that you just made, because we are definitely friends with a lot of Steelers fans. We have a lot of conversation with Steelers fans, so
Mm-hmm.
we kind of familiar with the Steelers organization.
Right,
They're one of the organizations that can easily that's one of the best organizations that can find wide receivers.
right.
So you mean to
They
tell me
they get wide receivers. Yeah,
so you mean to tell me that he, out of all the wide receivers that came out of Pittsburgh, he's the only one that couldn't get it together?
right.
Should we be worried about that?
I mean, it make when you put it like that, it do make you scratch your head, because I mean, Cats late draft picks. He was a second round draft pick, I think. They get fifth, sixth rounders. They come out and they produce. So I don't. One thing I'll give him, Big Ben was a shell of himself the last couple of years. So I'll give him a little, I can give him a little pass on that, because a lot of
Okay.
the receivers we've been talking about had, either prime Big Ben or just coming past his prime Big Ben. The last 2 year Big Ben has just been he might as well just been on the bench or at home with us watching. He was terrible. So I'll give him a little pass for that. Yeah.
I did like this the signing, because like I said, once again, he was on one of our list, our wish list for free
Mm-hmm.
agents that we did. So we hit the we struck gold with that one. And like I said, it's
Right.
cheap, not
Mm-hmm.
cost effective. So it really is not going to be gonna hamstring us under cap space.
Right.
I do like his role. If you're gonna insert him into the Gallup role, that
Right.
basically
Right.
was the downfield threat, which is what he does
Mm-hmm.
best. I
That's
do
right.
believe that I do believe that he should be able to fit in quite nicely with us, especially
Right.
until Gallup comes back, in full strength.
Right.
But he definitely, I mean, he doesn't stop us from doing anything in the draft
No.
or
Not at
or
all. Not at all.
or in free agency. So, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait to ask you that, because I definitely want to ask you that. But we can move on to our potential. Who do you want us to sign either before or after the draft?
Mhm. So I got three names for you that, like I say, before or
Okay.
after the draft. If we don't come through with a position of either one, I would like us to sign. I got Anthony Barr, a good linebacker, rush the passer. He's a man. He's a Pro Bowl player. I don't know why he's still on the market. I don't know.
Mm,
Uh,
okay.
Akeem Hicks. Akeem Hicks. When we talking about that D line,
Mm-hmm.
Akeem Hicks will come through. He's a Pro Bowl player. He can tutor these that the Osa, never show on the ropes. I mean, not the rope. They've been in the league, but they can show them techniques. They can, he can teach them little techniques and stuff they don't know from a pro, a
Mm-hmm.
big time player. And like you said, cheap options on the O line. Eric Flowers. I know we remember Eric Flowers coming out as a tackle. Miami Raiden Gregory beating him like he stole something, but
Yeah.
people haven't paid attention. He's been kicked in the guard, and he's been a solid guard the last 3-4 years.
Yeah.
But people don't know that. They just think about that tackle and getting beat. But he's a guard now. I mean, what if we can't hit on the first, second round, and we don't find a guard? Eric Flowers would be a nice veteran to step in for a year or so. You know what I'm saying? So Anthony Barr, Akeem Hicks, and Eric Flowers will be my three guys I would want to sign.
All right. I had Akeem Hicks, and we also had Akeem Hicks on our wish list
Right.
on our wish list. So he's still remaining. Eric Flowers was definitely one of them. I definitely agree with. I had a different name. I had Quentin
Hmm.
Spain.
Okay, yep. I ain't mad at that either. Yeah.
I had Quentin Spain.
Hmm.
Uh, I think he gets. He was formerly with the Bengals. Uh,
Right, right,
I believe that I believe he's good enough to start, but he doesn't have to start.
right,
And
right.
and so I would prefer to get him after the draft
Okay, right. Okay.
because I believe that he's just good enough. Like I said, he
Hmm.
just I think and I don't want them to deter away from what they got going on
Right,
in the draft. So
right.
after the draft, sign me up for
Hmm.
for Quentin Spain. Marcus Cannon.
Right,
Uh,
like that. Hmm.
I think we definitely gonna need a backup right tackle for sure. Backup
Right.
swing tackle for sure.
We need swing tackle. Yep.
We don't know what we have in Josh Ball. We can
Not at
hope.
all. At all.
But like I said, we need a veteran. Um, and I believe Marcus Cannon can definitely you can fill in
Hmm.
it. He's been playing right tackle primarily his entire career.
Right,
Believe
right.
he can at least fill in for the right tackle side.
Yeah,
And
definitely, definitely,
push come to
definitely.
shove, we know we can move Terrence Steele over there if need be.
Right,
Just in case Ball isn't ready.
right.
Pipe dream is Daryl Williams, another
Okay.
offensive tackle.
Yeah.
He got some positional flex. He can play some guard.
Hmm.
So I definitely like that. Alexander Johnson is. I got Alexander
Hmm.
Johnson on my list from the Broncos as a linebacker. We need another
Okay.
linebacker
We
somewhere.
do.
I don't
We do.
somehow.
We
Um,
do.
I'm I'm not opposed
We do.
to bringing back Anthony Hitchens, but I need
Yeah, I
to.
wouldn't be
I
mad. Yeah.
want to wait. I want to wait
Right.
till after the draft, like right before we
Hmm.
go to camp. Like, all right, come on, Anthony,
Right.
come with us.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because we know, yeah, we know, what I'm saying that'd be a good fallback action if we can't get nobody, a difference maker in the draft. That's for sure. We
Yeah.
do need somebody because for some depth purposes, we don't have a lot of depth at linebacker, so we do need that.
Now you brought up Anthony Barr. What would we do with Anthony Barr? 'Cause Anthony Barr is
Mm,
kind of a Micah Parsons, essentially.
right.
Like
Man,
he can
put
pass
both of them on
rush.
the field. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Both of them on the field together. What you gonna do, bruh? Who coming? Who doing what? And my connection, George Edwards on the staff. George Edwards know what to do with my man. You know what I'm saying? It makes too much sense, bro. Make too much sense.
the 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 longer that he remains a free agent is the more and more of believable it
Right.
becomes.
Right.
I
That's a Stephen
obviously
Jones
neither
special.
one obviously neither one of us have Honey Badger on our wish list.
Right. Because we know it's not
We
gonna
don't we
happen.
don't be- we don't believe. The
Right.
only reason I'm holding out hope because he is taking his time in free
Yeah.
agency. Like I said, he's taking his time. He's going on tours. He's in no rush. The
Right.
longer
Right.
the longer it takes, I believe his price is going to go down. And
Yeah.
I just believe that it could be a possibility. Do I have my hopes up? Hell no.
Hell no.
It's just that it's just that small glimmer of hope that the more and more
Right.
time it takes, you know,
Right. Maybe Jerry can
that
get on the
that
horn. Like the
that
closer it get, maybe Jerry can work something out. Because Steven ain't gonna do it.
that 1 year
Yeah.
deal in Dallas sounds appealing to get your name
They
back
do.
up.
You're right, for sure, man, for sure. And the people out there that say, well, we didn't sign Javon Curse, we didn't sign Malik Hooker, we don't need another safety. That's false. Javon Curse is a tight end eraser. He's in the box a lot. Honey Badger can do in box and deep. So we need another guy out there running around. Get Honey Badger, Hooker, Donovan Wilson, man, and Curse in the box. That's a hell of a secondary, bro. That's a hell of a back
Bro,
end right there, man.
I don't give a damn who we got. Like I said, we got Dan Quinn. I know Dan Quinn will find a way to do. In
Oh,
years past, I had no confidence in the coaching staff to
no,
to get creative
none.
and do something with.
Right.
Like for
That's true.
example, hold on, can you hear me?
Yeah, hey, you good?
I say, for example, I wouldn't even like that Anthony Barr suggestion if we didn't have Dan Quinn or George
Right,
Edwards on
right,
staff.
right, right.
But I say I understand the creativity of a Dan
Mm-hmm.
Quinn, of what he's done. Like I said, with the George Edwards influence, I understand what they
Right.
can do now. You give us a honey badger in that backfield with a hooker and a
Come,
curse
come on, man. Come on,
and a
man.
and and a Donovan Wilson. Come on, man.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Like I said, how
See,
many
see now.
times in the past we done brought players over that been good players before they got here, get here, don't do nothing, leave, and they good players again. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like that no more
Yeah,
now with Dan Quinn.
it's
Happened too often.
happens way too often, man. But you got my hopes up. We might well change the damn subject. Oh man, so let me. I'm typing it up now so I can get it on the screen. There we go. Oh man, let's move on to the draft. And so next week we're gonna do our mock draft.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And we're gonna do our mock draft. So what you thinking about the draft though? Like, what's your thoughts?
Me and you, we started to hit on it. We were like, nah, don't say nothing. 'Cause I think me and you
Yeah.
see eye to eye on this, bro. Everything is, to me is pointing to they want a wide receiver in the first round, bro. That's what I'm feeling. I think I think they want a wide receiver in the first round, bro. I
All
think
right.
that's what they're
So
gunning for. I think that's what they're gunning for.
and that's why I stopped the conversation because we would have talked all day at work and we would have lost it. We defer.
Right.
We differ on that one, bro.
Mm.
Um, but before we get into that, I want to ask you because it's been circulating on all the NFL draft show.
Hmm.
103.5, 103.5 the fan. They've been asking. They like, what type of wide receiver does Dak need?
And me personally, I think for this offense, they everybody talking about I like Traylon Burks. Now, don't get me wrong, but I think we have that skill set with CD. He can be a yak monster. He can physical, run after the catch. I think we need a speed. We don't have like a top end speed guy. Everybody we have around 4.5, 4. You know what I'm saying? We need 4.3. We need somebody that can blaze and that's a pretty good route runner and reliable hands, man. That's me personally. Like I said, if you take Traylon Burks, I'm not gonna be mad. We just gotta figure out where to use them, man. But I think we need a guy that's burning, man. We need somebody 4.3, get down the field, make get the cornerbacks nervous, get the safeties playing deep, so we open up some of that underneath stuff, man.
And I definitely agree with you. I think we definitely need a straight up burner to take the open up the offense. Let's say that.
Right,
You
right.
can't really
Mm-hmm.
if we really had somebody, a deep threat that really could take the top off of defense, you couldn't play us the same way that you've been trying to play us.
Right,
Um, but
right.
but for the question, I think Dak needs a route runner. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, because we've seen him with the big body receivers, we've seen
right.
him with the slot receivers, we've
Mm-hmm.
seen him. Matter of fact, we've seen him with all types.
We're
So
seeing of all types. Yep.
I think the best Dak that we've seen is with the route runner, and I believe that
Right,
if if route running is your number one trait, then that's the receiver that Dak needs. If he can
right,
create separation, like I said, He's worked tremendously on throwing with anticipation. He's gotten
yeah,
tremendously better, way more than his rookie year. Like I said, his
right,
rookie
right.
year, he had to see you open before he threw it.
Got to be
Now
right. Exactly.
now he's throwing with more anticipation. He's more,
Mm-hmm.
he's gotten better with that. But still in his DNA, he still wants to see some separation. He wants to see you
Right,
open. So I need you.
right.
I need a route runner. He's not one of those quarterbacks that's really gonna, throw up a 50-50 ball most of the times, or
Mm-hmm.
throw you open as much as time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I need you to create some separation. So the
Mm-hmm.
type of the type of wide receiver is very important for me if they
Right.
go the wide receiver route. Now,
Mm-hmm.
you just said that all signs are leading towards a wide receiver in the first
Right.
round.
Right. It look like they're pressing for a wide receiver. It look like they're pressing right now, trying to trade. You know what I'm saying?
I I believe right now believe that's a mistake. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so okay, based off how the front office handles things.
Right.
Okay, basically, okay, Michael Gallup, that his deal basically a 2-year deal.
Right,
right?
right.
So in 2 years, what you gonna get rid of him so you can pay CD? Okay, cool.
That's why they acting right now.
Oh, okay, cool. So you pay CD, and then CD basically gonna have a 2 year out.
Right,
So this first round wide receiver is gonna be his time to get paid.
right.
What you gonna cut What you gonna cut CD now just to pay
Mhm.
your first round wide receiver again? It's a recurring cycle because
Right,
I don't see them. We don't see them paying everybody. He always talks about the pie.
right. Pie,
Once again,
pie.
I could be wrong. This is just could be pessimism. It is what
Mm,
it is. But I just can't see. I just can't see them, and because they always think about the future. So you got me thinking about the future. Okay,
right,
cool. Think about it. You high on CD. You gave him 88. Like I said,
right.
it
Gave
don't
me.
get no higher than
Yeah,
that in Dallas when you give wide receiver 88. You're
exactly.
high on you're high on Michael Gallup. That's the reason why you let Cooper go. So you mean to
Hmm.
tell me you about to draft a first round wide receiver just to be a number three?
Right.
Is that even good team building? If that's the case, if we're drafting a first round wide
Hmm.
receiver to be your number three wide receiver, is that even good team building? I don't even think so.
Right. That's a lot
But
of that'll be a lot of funds allocated to that one position. I feel what you're saying.
now we watched this last year. Our biggest Achilles heel, we couldn't do nothing. We couldn't run, or we couldn't even protect that. So
Couldn't
you
pass
mean to tell
block, couldn't run,
we we couldn't do nothing, and
could nothing.
all and pick and choose. Every parts of the offensive line pick and choose when they was gonna mess
Hmm.
up. So you
Right.
mean to tell me if offensive line isn't a priority in this draft,
Hmm. Or free agency.
yeah, you're doing yourself a disservice because I kept saying this for a reason. Our defense is back. We brought our starting defense back.
Right.
So technically, last year we had 11 picks, right? 9 of the 11 picks were defense, right?
Right. Right.
This technically can be an offensive draft.
It can. It can. It showed. It definitely can. At least the first couple of picks, the top 100 picks, at least. I'm with you on that for sure.
They got a double dip on the offensive line. They got to get a guard tackle.
I think so too, bro. They got. I don't think so. I know so. They got to.
You got to get a guard and tackle in this draft. You got to get a wide receiver. I don't want to go first round,
Right.
but for sure, because me personally, I just want a pure slot receiver. Like
Right.
me, that's me. I just want a
Hmm.
pure slot receiver that from the cut from the Cole Beasley cloth,
That's what he do.
Randall
Boom, boom, boom.
Randall Cobb
Yep.
cloth.
Yep.
I think it'll put this offense back where Dak is
Right.
most comfortable. So
Right.
like I said, for me, like I said, you got to double dip on this offensive line. You got to get a
Hmm.
wide
Got
receiver.
to.
You got to get a
That
tight
should be a
end.
that should be our first three. That should be our first four picks: a guard, a wide receiver, a tackle, a tight end. So
You know what I'm saying?
that's what I want. That's what we want to draft. But like I said, like who knows what this front office is doing right now, bro?
Like I understand that we could use another defensive end, another
Right.
pass rusher. I understand that we do need linebacker depth. I understand that we need safety depth. Honestly,
Hmm. Right.
I understand that we need depth. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But those can be gotten in free agency or later in the draft. We can get those. We can fill those.
Hey, bro,
But
we got 4 or 5 round, 4 5th round picks. They got depth
and,
right there.
and somebody and somebody we better leave with a kicker.
Right. Got to.
Hey, if we don't leave with a kicker in the draft, they better be the
Right.
first undrafted free agent that they sign. Better be a kicker.
Got to
Because
be.
don't play with me around
Got
the
to
kicker.
be.
But what I'm saying,
Right.
and don't get me wrong with this difference in philosophy between yours, because if we come out there with me personally, I would want Chris Olave, but
Right. Right.
if we
That'd be my. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
don't get me wrong, I'm not about to sit here and be mad if we leave the draft for the Treylon Burks or any other wide receiver,
Right. Jameson Williams, something like that. Right.
Jameson Williams, like you said, Jameson Williams would scare me because I'm like, now we got two. wide
Right, you got
receivers
Gallup
recovered
in
from
him.
the ACL.
Yeah,
They say he should be. They say he should be ready by training
right,
camp. So
right.
you shouldn't really worry. You shouldn't really worry about that. And like I said, that's the speed element of
That's the speed.
that we've
Right.
been missing. And he's more than just a 9 route. He can run the route tree.
He can
So
he can run the route tree. Yep.
I would, like I said, I wouldn't be mad if we went wide receiver in the first round because, like you said, it is guard depth in the second,
Right.
possibly the third. And like I
Right.
said, it's some couple free agents out there that you can still get
Yeah.
through a season with. Let's say get through a season with.
There you go.
So, like I said, I wouldn't be mad. I just think that the team build. I'm a team builder when it comes to the
Right.
draft. I don't care nothing about positional value. I don't care nothing
Mm-hmm.
about some best player available, all that positional rankings and all that. Nah, I team build, and I know we got a glaring need at offensive line. And
A glaring hole. It's a hole. It's
like
a
I said,
hole.
yeah. So we don't have the luxury of being the Bengals and going to get a Jamar Chase and still making your offense that damn dynamic.
Right. Right.
We're not getting a Jamar Chase at 24.
And it's not happening.
So let's go and build this build this offensive line.
Right.
I just feel that would be the better. It may be the safer route. It may be the more
Mm-hmm.
conservative route.
Right.
I get it. I'll wear that. I understand people
Right.
wanting the front office to be aggressive and do something different. I understand that. It's just the fact that something got to make some damn sense. And
Something got to make some sense, bro.
protecting Dak should make some sense. Because I don't give a
That's your
damn
number one priority.
I don't give a
Right.
damn who you got out there wide receiver. He can't throw you the damn ball.
You can't make no plays. Yeah. If these dudes had went and got us Will Hernandez, Eric Flowers, something Spain, then I'm like, man, first round wide receiver, we'd feel good. We'll feel better about it. You know what I'm saying?
I feel way better.
They just ain't do nothing.
Like I said, I can't take my name off of Kenyon Green or Zion Johnson. Like I can't.
Right.
Those. I've been doing I've been sending you mock drafts every week.
Right.
And I just can't. Every time I see those names, I just can't go past them. I just can't do nothing different.
You can't let them pass, man. Like like I said, it's such a glaring need, and it's not like we just reaching too. They're still they're still good prospects. So it's like you're not reaching. Yeah.
And like you said, I can find me a slot receiver, somebody a reliable receiver that can go along with a CD, and go along, that can fit with a CD,
right,
and a Michael Gallup. Because like we seen the best Michael Gallup when it was 2019 when we had Randall Cobb in the slot and we had him on the outside, and he was the essential number 2. We seen the best Michael Gallup then. So I definitely see. I think we're going to see a way better CD now because we know he's a bona fide number. We know he's a bona fide number 1. He knows he has to step up. He knows.
Yeah, I think he's ready.
I think it's ways that I think it's just we can get on Kellen Moore. We can get on the coaching staff later on in the offseason. I feel I just feel that they can do some things that make us feel better. I don't think right now we can't feel good. We can't really feel good at all.
You can't. Like our biggest needs, our biggest holes, we did nothing at. They literally got rid of players on offense that were big time contributors, and we didn't fill spots with nothing at all.
We didn't replace
nothing. Like it's crazy to me, man. And the thing that gets me is our front office is usually they're not big spenders. They don't go out and get the big names, but they do plug holes every year. They'll find it might be somebody we got to look up. Like who the hell is this? But they bring somebody in. They haven't brought nobody in to replace La'el Collins and to replace. You know what I'm saying? To replace Connor Williams. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't get it, bro.
Like you said, like pretty much like what we do last year. We said Carlos Watkins. We was like, who the hell is Carlos Watkins?
Right.
It's like you said, somebody like you said, it's like you said, you normally at least bring somebody. At least we got to search or do something to figure out. At least it's a damn body there.
It's a body.
We ain't even got.
It's a body. At least
streets need a body.
Right. Streets need a body, bro. We need one, bro. Like it's crazy to me. Like that's the one thing they're actually good at is bring at least filling the hole so we can just draft pure in the draft. They didn't do that this year. Man. I don't know.
Our hope is our hope because they have been leaking that they've been active in trying to get a receiver, like you said, via trade.
Right.
So the fact that they're active in trying to get a trade
Due
is
diligence.
like I'm holding out hope that it's a trade out there that's going to happen
Mhm.
draft day or
Right.
after the draft or something. The
Something.
only reason I'm really holding out hope is like I said, we know that some good players is going to become cap casualties.
Right. Right. It's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna be it. Somebody's gonna get cut.
So it's like we can, they can possibly scoop them up, or we can make like I said, or we can make a Robert Quinn type trade.
Right.
And we're gonna leave off with that. My Robert Quinn type trade is Grady Jarrett.
Right. There you go, man. That's it. With 1 year left on this deal, Dan Quinn disciple, you know what I'm saying? It makes, like I said, once again, it makes too much sense, bro.
Make too much sense. Like, I understand that his cap hit is going to be 16 million. Ain't no way in hell that I'm going to let him play on 16 million.
Right.
We
Negotiate.
we know, but we know the Falcons are rebuilding. We know they
Right.
rebuilding. It's no
Right.
need. It's no need. I know we. I know, but I feel that one of them
Right.
fifths or
One of them
two of them
fifths, all you
fifths.
need. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Can get them. If not, if they want to be greedy, a fourth. I ain't going no higher than a fourth.
That's
But
it. Right. I'll kick
but
him a fifth or two. Like I said, that fifth should be fifth should get him, bro.
I should be able to get him, and I should be able to renegotiate that contract. I should be able to
Uh
restructure
huh.
it or add another year to lessen
There
that
you
cap
go.
hit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's going to solidify that one tech, and that's going to solidify this defense, and we can
Thank you.
go on and draft
Right.
on offense. Like you said,
And then boom, then pick whoever you want on offense. Make it happen.
you know what I'm saying? It's just
Right. I would love that trade. I would love that trade, bro.
that's my Robert Quinn trade.
Yeah.
My hope. It's the only thing that I think I'm holding off hope for,
Right.
and I, just hopefully or maybe they waiting him out. Maybe he get cut. Maybe he's the cap casualty.
Right. Right. Maybe
You
they know
know,
something. Maybe they're hearing some whispers about something. Something
maybe
going right.
maybe he's the cap casualty, and we can just that's one of those junk we should go get him. But like I said, we'll be back next week. For the mock draft.
Oh yeah, ready for that, man. We exciting times. It's almost draft, baby. It's almost here.
Almost that time. So
Oh yeah.
this is episode 4. This was our free agency recap. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm your boy D.Hill. That's D.White. We the Dallas Trio. We out.
Oh yeah. Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Yes, sir.